I am heading down to Northampton Town Centre. I will be on the radio, BBC Northampton, weekend presenter Akylah, about ghost hunting and what I'm doing for Halloween. Now obviously we are doing Dazzy's Ghost Hunts for Halloween. So that's what we'll be talking about, promoting it. Talking about ghost hunting apparently. She is already live on the radio.
Ghost-related things coming up on the show today. We're going to be having a chat with Cam Cadell, a historian and ghost walker, coming up later on in the show as well. Also, I don't know if you've ever seen UK Haunted. They're a trio of paranormal investigators. Well, 1/3 of that trio is going to be in the studio after 1 o'clock, talking about ghost hunting if you want to take it up as a hobby. So yeah, plenty coming up today, as well as all of the fun and games. Like I said, you can call in if you want to get in touch with the studio to check in, or if it's easier for you, WhatsApp 08000 321 333.
There you go, people. That is who someone. Akylah Rodriguez. So we should be good. Shall I turn up wearing this mask?
BBC Radio Northampton.
Oh, good morning to you. It is Akylah Rodriguez here with you today, right the way through until 2 o'clock this afternoon. I gotta tell you, that extra hour we had this morning has done me the world of good. Of course, Halloween tomorrow. Don't know if you've already done some trick-or-treating, already had a party, or maybe a scary movie marathon. What do you do to get yourself into the mood? Me? Hide. I'm terrible with scary films, which is kind of ironic, because we've got a fair few ghost-related things coming up on the show today. So, I don't know if you've ever seen UK Haunted. They're a trio of paranormal investigators. Well, 1/3 of that trio is going to be in the studio after 1 o'clock, talking about ghost hunting if you want to take it up as a hobby. So yeah, plenty coming up today, as well as all of the fun and games. Coming up in just a few moments, Miki York from UK Haunted, going to be giving you the lowdown on being a ghost hunter. It is Akylah Rodriguez here with you, and at this time of the show, this is where we like to get out and about across the county and see various different communities, groups, clubs, societies that exist that you may not have heard of, but might be interested in getting involved with. And we've gone from all different extremes. We've had skydiving right the way through to crocheting, very different. We looked at the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Next week, we're actually going to be hearing about the life of a rally driver. Today, though, with it being Halloween, we kind of had to do it just a little bit. We're looking into the world of ghost hunting. Now, we've seen the clips in night vision green, the cottage in the woods, the castle on the hill, the Victorian inn in that eerily quiet village. But step away from the screens for a minute and you'll find that paranormal research dates all the way back to the 19th century, with organisations such as the Society for Physical Research investigating all sorts of spiritual matters. Ghost hunting was popularised in the 2000s by series like Most Haunted. Those combined with increasing availability of high-tech equipment saw many clubs and societies doubling their membership. People really started to take an interest in things from another realm, and Northamptonshire is no stranger to the sightings of the paranormal at all. The spirit of Guy Fawkes is said to haunt the manor house in Asby in St Ledger. Mary Queen of Scots roams the rooms at the Talbot Hotel in Undle, and it's said this very building is haunted by the ghost of an elderly lady that used to live here. But if you wanted to investigate for yourself, what would you need to get set up? Well, who better to ask about all things ghouly than Miki York, 1/3 of UK Haunted, the paranormal trio who've been investigating spooky goings-on across the country since forming in 2012. Originally from the county, though. Welcome, Miki, to the studio. How are you doing?
Hello, happy Halloween to you all.
Happy Halloween to you. I just want to say with a disclaimer, if anything goes wrong during this chat, I'm going to blame you, because apparently we've had mediums and people in before, and that's when all the phone lines go dead and things go wrong. So if all of a sudden we go off air, I'm going to say that you did something. I don't know how, but
I didn't sign the disclaimer. It's fine.
So we're all good. And you are local, and you must be very familiar with some of the scary and spooky stories that Northamptonshire holds as a county. You've probably investigated a few. Would that be right?
Yes, yeah. Many local areas we've been to investigate before over the years. And yeah, some good places around here. We will definitely get into them in just a minute. But a question, if we were to cast back to teenage you, or 9-year-old you, or even 5-year-old you, at what point did you go, do you know what I'm going to do for a living? I'm going to hunt ghosts. It definitely wasn't then. It was football back in the day. Okay. It was nothing to do with ghosts at all. I used to like horror films growing up. Oh, you're one of those. The early Nightmare on Elm Street films and Halloween originally. But yeah, it wasn't on my agenda when I was younger. So when did it all change? I think when Most Haunted come out. So back in the early 2000s? Yeah, 2002, 2003. I used to sit there watching it with my mum and dad, thinking, wow, look at that. Yeah. Somebody just walked down that corridor, and it just blew me away, and I thought, wow, I want to do that. Could I go out and do that? Have you always believed in ghosts and spirits? Not really thought about it, to be fair, until obviously watching the TV show. So yeah, I never saw my nan at the end of the bed or a past relative. They never woke me up in the night. Never really saw anything. Nothing like that? Not until I started delving deeper, as it were. Yeah, so. Which we'll definitely get onto that, because I do believe we need to talk about Janet the doll. So I'm just going to leave that there and come back to it. Okay. I'm trying to imagine, first of all, that conversation with your parents when they go, right, when you leave school, son, what are you going to do? And you go, I'm going to investigate paranormal activity. How did that go down? They sort of got used to it. Well, my mum is into like witchcraft and stuff. Obviously not scary stuff, but like a white witch, as it were. The occult. And crystals and all that sort of stuff. So I used to like take the Miki out of her back in the day. Oh, your hippie stuff and all this stuff. Your witchy. And then obviously at the time I wasn't into ghosts or spirits or anything like that. So I think she had a little bit of a laugh to herself when you changed your mind. It was my turn. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. So I'm trying to think, did you just go, because there's not exactly like a university for it, there's not courses, are there classes for this sort of thing? You can study parapsychology. I think some unis do it, mostly online though. But there's no official like degree in ghost hunting, as it were. So how did you get into it? I think I just watched the TV shows and then sort of copied what they did. Found out what worked, what didn't work, what I could change and adapt to make it better. And I think we really went from there. We didn't, because obviously certain shows, they don't have any equipment. I'm not a medium. I don't like speak to the dead or anything like that. So we're mainly what we pick up on our senses, and we use equipment to try and validate what we find, really. I'm trying to imagine you running around with like night vision goggles and a camera, because the equipment can vary, right? From shows I've seen on TV, that everything's different. So what did you begin with? I got a second-hand camcorder off eBay that had night vision. I was very proud of myself when I got that. And one of the original ones was a DVD recorder one. Oh wow! Remember those? Yes, yeah. They were very small DVDs that you slide in. And yeah, they kept corrupting half the time, so you said, oh no, I just lost all that footage. But yeah, that was one of my original ones. Night vision camera. You see it on the telly, you want to be what you see on the TV. You said you saw what they did and then tried to improve on it. So what was the next step after that then? I think it's just talking to various people, because obviously ghost hunting is massive over in the UK at the moment, especially even in America, it's even bigger. But you get to know people, you network, you go to different events, you work with other groups, teams, and you get to know what things work for them, what they try. And some people we know, they make equipment. So we talk to them about it, and then they'll make like a prototype. Wow. And we test it out for them. So that's quite pioneering. Yeah, it's always changing over the years, yeah. Every year they get more equipment, more ideas. There's more people ghost hunting, So what if you were to come across an amateur ghost hunter just starting out? Yeah. What would you tell them the absolute necessities that they needed to have equipment wise? I would say a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be a night vision. You could use your own phone, use the flash or whatever. Then you can also, if you couldn't buy like a voice recorder to record spirit voices, you could use your memo on your phone, because most phones have the voice recorder part on it. So you can just use that. We've had evidence before just using a phone.
Wow.
So
here's me thinking you needed some proper high-tech equipment. I'm thinking like Ghostbusters style, walking around with things, and you're like, no, just your phones
Just
are
your
all
phone,
good.
it's fine,
Seriously.
yeah.
Do you have any of the bigger, kind of more outrageous equipment things? Do you use anything like that?
yeah, we've got lots of cameras, night vision cameras. Obviously, that's got infrared. We have lots of gadgets and flashy lights and things that make noises.
No electromagnetic field like sensors and things like that.
Yeah, we've
you
got
do?
them. Yeah, K2 meters, REM pods, mil meters.
So you come with an entourage wherever you go. Like setting up for when you're going out investigating, what's the logistics in that?
It does take time, depending on what level of investigation it is. Tomorrow we have a very big investigation, so that'll take hours of prepping and setup. But normally, if we're just going out to like I don't know, Delapre Abbey Woods or whatever, that's a good place actually.
Oh yeah,
Obviously you have to carry the stuff, so it's you got to not carry as much.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have it with you all night. So.
What are some of the
Basics.
spookiest places around Northamptonshire?
My favourite ever place was St Crispin's Mental Asylum when it was still there.
Okay.
I've seen so much there. I mean, I've been to all the famous places on telly in the UK, and Crispin's was very, very active.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of things did you see?
I saw an old man. We were there, me and Alex from UK Haunted, we were filming, and we've been there about 7 hours. We were just about to film our outro in one of the bottom corridors, and camera was on me, and then suddenly I saw this old man like jump forward from behind Alex at me, and he was like gaunt faced, scraggly old man looking, scraggly hair, and then he's like that, and then it just vanished. It's like, wow, it's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Do you get scared still? No,
If I
with
see
what
that.
you do. Well, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, if I see that, yeah.
But in general, because you know that you're going out to find ghosts, so I'm sure you're aware that you might see something a little bit different. Do you feel
That's
eerie?
the
Do you get
buzz.
anxiety?
No, I used to be scared of the dark when I first started this.
Really?
Back in 2008.
It seems like the weirdest job
I
to go
know.
into if you're scared of the dark.
I know. Someone told me to go do a lone vigil in this old abandoned church, and I thought, well, I can't. And they said, why not? I said, well, I'm scared. And I thought, I can't do this. If I'm going to do this, I can't be scared of the dark. So I took my camera and I went up there and I did it. And then ever since then, it's fine. As long as I got my camera with me.
That's your protection.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You mentioned like there are different scales in terms of investigations. What are they? Are we breaking it down into like small, medium, large? Or?
Yeah, like the small one would be just grabbing your camera and, let's say, a spirit box and just going out to the woods. Excuse me. And then you've got like a house investigation where you can actually set locked off cameras up, where you know there's no one else going to be there, just you and your team. And then we've got a castle tomorrow, so we're going to have every room cameraed up, voice recorders everywhere. So
Fully
microphones.
prepared. This
Yeah.
must be a very busy time of the year for you, I'm sure. Actually, question. We know that certain places are deemed to be more haunted than others. Are there times of the year where you see more paranormal activity?
Me personally, no.
Okay.
But there is that myth that Halloween is supposed to be the scariest time, the most active time, because the veil between our world and the afterlife is at its thinnest. But I think it's just whether the spirits want to talk to you on the day, really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you said that you are doing some investigating tomorrow,
Yes.
keeping you very busy. What are you up to?
UK Haunted and YouTuber Daz Black, we are doing Daz's ghost hunt in a castle in Stoke.
Okay.
Yes, we have the whole castle to ourselves, turrets, moat, the lot.
It's always in a castle, isn't it?
It's good.
Why is it always a castle? What are you expecting to see?
We've been there twice before, and it was very active both occasions that we were there. Doors opening on their own and slamming, when we couldn't debunk any reason why it would do that naturally. So that was caught on camera, and voices, footsteps, lights turning on and off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever go somewhere knowing what you're trying to find? As in, for example, like the ghost of Guy Fawkes is haunting this castle.
Yeah.
Do you go looking for Guy Fawkes specifically?
It would be nice to capture a famous ghost, but I think if you go there just looking for that, you might be probably disappointed.
Okay, so it's more like whatever will be, will be.
Exactly. What happens, happens. If nothing happens, then, fair enough. Sometimes I'd rather nothing happen than have to fake anything or just pretend. It's not what we do it for.
Fair enough. So for any naysayers, you've already got that ready. It's like sometimes things just don't happen.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed.
Fair enough. Well, Miki, thank you so much for talking to us about your life as a ghost hunter. And again, if anyone would like to give it a go this Halloween, what would you say to them?
Go do it. Go to your local cemetery. Take your phone. Take your friends.
Yeah, always with friends, never
Always
alone,
with
right?
friends. Don't go alone. Tell everybody where you're going.
Safety first,
Exactly,
of course.
yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Miki. I almost forgot. I almost completely forgot, Miki, before you go. Janet. We have to talk about Janet the doll, because you said you didn't fully believe in spirits and ghosts until you started doing this job.
Mm-hmm.
And now you are haunted by the creepiest looking doll I think I've ever seen in the history of dolls.
Yes, the infamous Janet the doll. Yes.
Where did she come from?
She came from Texas in America. A lady called Julie contacted me, I think 2016, and said, look, I've got this doll. It's been in the family since the early 1900s. We all hate it. We need to get rid of it. Would you like it? And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's wouldn't have been my response in that sort of situation, Miki.
No,
So now you have this doll.
Yeah.
And how does she haunt you?
Well, recently I've been having nightmares, and she's been in them.
I don't mean to laugh, it's just the way
No.
you said it. Like, just really, they're bad nightmares, right?
Yeah.
I think I've seen you talk about them on your YouTube channel.
Yeah. It's not the best.
Do you ever think of just getting rid of Janet?
No.
No?
No. She's been with me like 6 years now, and there's something about her. It's just
You're one of those people that's a bit of a glutton for punishment, aren't you?
I think so.
You're like runners.
End of the day, it's research. So
Fair enough.
you can put it in that category. It's research.
So one more disclaimer warning. If you do want to try ghost hunting, be aware that you may then get haunted by a very creepy China doll.
And